You already know what to do. Subscribe, like, put it in the comments, and share the content. This way, we can help the channel grow. If it worked for me, it can work for you. Peace. All right, welcome to Basketball Heads Live. We're back with another legend, another icon, the one and only Hannibal. Yo, first of all, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, boss.
When I heard your voice coming through the park, man, and then you said your name, I was like, wow. That's what everybody's talking about, man.
Yeah.
You know, I had a chance to get a lot of the guys, street announcers on the platform, man. And they all revered you, man.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to say yes. I'm yours truly, Hannibal, the most electrifying, but I have to attribute everything and a lot of things that I do to the other announcers, the guys that came before me. You know, I've always looked at it and admired all of them and knew you had to take you had to have a certain amount of fortitude, you know what I mean, to do what you like to do and be happy in the atmosphere of what you do and have an open ear for constructive criticism, for that matter, you know?
What made you fall in love with the game, man?
Quite naturally, as a kid, you know, amazed at the athleticism, you know, just basketball naturally, looking at TV. I mean, honestly, my first fascination really with big time with basketball came from the Harlem Globetrotters, you know, watching the tricks and stuff they do before I really start paying attention to, okay, because my brother was like, okay, that's tricks and stuff, but this is a real game, come on. So then I'm going to Rucker Park as a child, and I'm looking and seeing as a child, I'm looking at Joe Hammond play in front of my face, you know, watching this light-skinned guy with an afro, and that was my first fascination, really, Joe Hammond.
So that's when you first were
Joe Hammond. Joe Hammond, yes. Wow. Joe Hammond. It was really Joe Hammond. I mean, I seen it on TV, but to see it face to face in person, it was Joe Hammond. And I was so fascinated with Joe. I was light-skinned, I had an afro, I thought I was Joe. Yes, somebody that looked like me was, and then to hear people talk about Dr. J, of course you knew who Dr. J was, but to hear that there was somebody that could bust Doc ass, like, and it was this guy that I could touch and see, and one block away from where I live. I mean, born and raised on 154th Street, 8th Avenue, 1 block away from the Polo Ground. So as a child, that's my childhood playing ground. My dad always brought me down here because my dad was part of a motorcycle club called the Black Unicorns down here.
Okay.
So he would bring me down here to go. They had Easter egg hunts and made me aware that there's a downtown Harlem. So as a kid, they would be like, where you going? I would be getting on the train to come down here to go to the motorcycle club to look for my dad, and then his friends would give me money if he wasn't there. So I would go there even though he wasn't there, because I knew he had a bunch of friends that all had money, and I would go there. So I already knew about downtown and Joe Grants and had knowledge. I was the only uptown cat that would come down here when I was young. So all my life, I grew up always knowing that. And then you figure, I'm from 154th Street, 8th Avenue. I go in that park to play with my friends and to look at the people play ball. And I got hit by a swing in that park. My cousin, may he rest in peace, happens to be Gene Anthony Ray. Wow. from the movie Fame. My first cousin. His mom, my dad, sisters, and brothers. As a kid, I'm watching him in the swing. I'm so fascinated, chased by my cousin to swing. That's when they had the steel swings back there.
Yep.
Bust my eye wide open. And I felt like my blood, once it went in the ground, it said, you're going to do destiny. You're going to do something great in this park. Whether you play ball, whether you rap, whether you sing, something great is going to happen. I felt like when my blood went into I said I want to do my son want to do a documentary for me. I want to show when the swing hit me in my eye and the blood trickles into the ground and the ground heart beats. It's like something destiny is going to happen, something great. Right. You're going to become something great in this park. I don't know if you're going to sing, rap, play ball, something going to happen in this park. Just so happened that years down the line, I become a fan, and then I become like a pest to Greg. Like, I'm asking, let me get a VIP pack. Yo, can I get a job? And at the time, I had an extremely wonderful wife. We were well off. So he didn't see me as someone needing a job. But I felt like I wanted to be down with the crew. Like, how do I get down? So I guess, at the time, I was in great shape. My idea was to get on the security team. Gus felt like I can't control this nigga. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have no way for me on the security team. So Greg was like, well, it's only 2 other jobs occupation we have available. You want to clean up garbage or hang the banners? I said, I don't really want to clean up no garbage. I can hang the banners. So that's how I got down with EBC. My first job was hanging banners.
Wow.
And then one day, Greg, one day we were setting up like we would be doing now. No one would be a line, nobody in the park yet. We setting up, they were putting on equipment. I pick up the mic, just playing around. It was Todd and rest in peace JR. I remember both when I had the ball, so I just picked up the mic being funny. This is the Buffet King against the Grimace from McDonald's. More condiments, more butter, more ketchup, too much mustard. I was just playing around. And they just liked that little thing I was doing. And Greg came to me and was like, you sound all right on that mic. You might want to think about it. Yo, what's up? What was up, boy? Good to see you, family. Already. Yes. Yeah.
We doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he is.
Playing the King Town, play for my father.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. I love about this. See?
Yeah. No doubt.
See, that's what I love about this. See, we have a natural interview, but see how urban we all see how people can just walk up and just that's us. You gotta love it. I love shit like that.
And you get a lot of love out here.
Yes,
man.
I do. Yes, I do.
So after that first time you picking up the mic,
yeah, ironically, it's so funny.
You knew that it was something that you wanted to do.
Yes, it was. I mean, fate had it that it was. I feel like it was the elements of fate. You know what I mean? At the time, you had Booby, you had Tango and Cash along with Booby Smooth. They had some type of dispute, some pay, and I remember it being packed, the park being packed. And they said, Greg, you got to put somebody on the mic. And I remember Ronnie, may he rest in peace, Ronnie G, Greg partner from Disco 4, came to me and said, Greg said, would you do the mic? I'm like, I ain't never did no mic before in front of nobody. He said, Greg said he'd pay you, he'd double pay, and all. I was like, and I remember my man Nut, that's when they said let people drink in the park. He had some Tiger Bomb.
Yes.
I took one shot, was strong. I took another one. I took a couple of pulls up below, and next thing you know, I wasn't nervous. And then I already had a natural rapport with the ball players. I knew a lot of them. So losing Isaiah Poota the Gangster, I remember it was Mary J. Blige against Ruff. I remember the game. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do that game, and then they're gonna talk to them and fix it back out. People got in his ear and said, that guy was all right, man, you should. So this before social media, way before all that. It was just MySpace and all that. And Greg came and said, yo, what do you think about, I said, what do you think about what? You think about a new career? I'm like, oh man, I don't think that's me. Man, talk to the guys and had them back. And then somebody said, this is how he showed them we're gonna go on whether y'all here or not. So H, it might be a new life. And I remember tall Dickie from up there, Dickie said, H, man, you never know, it might be a brand new beginning for you. And I went with it, and before you know it now, history, man. I mean, the first ball player that I really got officially cool with before Kobe, it was Allen Iverson, Bubba Chuck. And I knew when I went to Newport News, Virginia, and saw the love he had and saw what he told him, yo, take care of Hannibal, I had arrived, And then I got cool with Shaq, and then I got these phone numbers on my phone. I can call these guys, Kevin Durant, I can call them. I feel pretty good. I had numbers on my phone of people I used to watch on TV, man. Like, that's Steve Wilkos from Jerry Springer. Like, I'm knowing people that I'm a household name. I go to introduce myself to somebody. I was in a bar, Clay. I'm going to introduce myself to Katy Perry. She already knew who I was. That shit blew my mind, Same with Rajon Rondo and the Gauchos. I went to go, hey, Rob, what's up? He said, man, Hannibal, everybody know who you is already. I'm like, what? I mean,
have you ever thought about changing your name officially to Hannibal?
Not really. Not because I'm like, you look at entertainers and to this day, DMX was Earl Simmons, Jay-Z is, Sean Carter.
Once you step in your arena,
right,
Hannibal.
Right.
Off the court.
I like to be, here's the funny thing. On the court, I'm the most electrifying. That's who I am. Off the court, I'm Hannibal. You know what I mean? That's how I like it. See, one thing about the most electrifying, I can control, but sometimes I can't. And sometimes he's needed, sometimes he's not. So I got a better control over him now, but there are times he need to rear his ugly head. Hannibal is too nice. Hannibal's too understanding. Yeah, and with a most electrifying, don't give a fuck. He be like, man, shut up. I don't care what you talking about. This is what it is. Sometimes you gotta step up and tell people how you feel. Like, you come off wrong, but it's a part of who I am. And like, people extra brag sometimes when they good, and then there's some of us are like, see, Hannibal wants to stay humble. With the most electrifying, say, man, I'm the best I'm the best looking, I'm most articulate, I'm the quickest wit out of everyone. I'm better than you because I'm better prepared than you. You know what I'm saying? Are you the best announcer? Yes. Why? Because I'm the one who thinks on this. I can think on my feet, and I'm the most creative. I'm the most thoughtful. Of course. course. That's why I'm the most electrifying. Easily. I pay attention to things they don't. People, I don't want to call him a true warrior and then call him true essence. Where's your creativity? You already used true. Don't use true again. If you got the prime objective, don't call him the prime this. No, you already used prime. I think y'all said y'all graduated. What's going on? I don't even have a GED.
Right.
But I'm smarter than all y'all graduates. What's going on? How can y'all articulate yourself a little better than that? They don't. I always was. I'm the announcer that's still a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit and although I'm responsible enough to be controlling the broadcast or whatever, I'm still at the same time thinking about what I would be thinking if I was watching it. I would do this. I would do that. This is why when I'm on the mic, I pay close attention to the guy who people don't pay attention to. The guy who quick to go to the store for somebody. Like I used to have a habit of watching my partner Duke Tango shout out the baller guy. Big shout out to the Four Horsemen. Of course you know he out of town flipping pies and he get money. He might grease your palm sometimes. So of course you're gonna shout him out. Shout the guy out who run to the store. Shout the runner out. Shout the handicapped girl out who's in the corner who trying to get a t-shirt. Make her feel like a star. Shout the man with the one leg hobbling around. Shout him, make him feel like a star. That's why I say if I ever got on that mic, that's what I would do.
All right. If you're number one, who's the other four?
Number one is me. Number two is Duke Tango. Number three, I'm gonna say it's EJ the Mayor. Number four, Al Cash. Number five, Booby Smooth. And you can run off the rest after that. Like
Who inspired you?
EJ the Mayor.
He was?
I know why, because EJ was a nigga I could relate to. EJ was not saying I'm no gangster, nothing, but I'm a street nigga. I am. And I didn't never see a nigga shoot a nigga and go to jail and come out and do it. That's why I can relate to EJ. I know EJ's a street guy. You know, hustle, and then EJ been to jail. And then EJ came home and showed that he could be, in other words, this other side of this. I ain't just this guy. So when I see the know EJ from the street and then to see him on the mic, I was like, damn, if he can do it, because I can relate to EJ and I know EJ from a little kid, I could do it too. Maybe I could do it. That's what it was. Maybe I could do it. But EJ was, and I liked how EJ worked, and I actually started mocking EJ. Like, I would leave a game, come to 12th Street, on 12th Street, my little homies be playing basketball on a crate, little guys. And I'll pick up one of the cones and act like, and pretend to be EJ, basically. That's how EJ was calling it. Parents, get your kids. Kids, find your parent. I just like how he say parent. He say parent. Parents, find your kids. Kids, find your parent. I used to laugh at that. Everything I heard him do, I would imitate him. So I got on him, I come on the block, sounding, doing what EJ doing. People used to be like, hey, you sound pretty good. Like, you should try to do it. I'm like, And I used to be a call. My wife was the real reason. Like, EJ was the blueprint that gave me a thought, but my wife told me, babe, you sound pretty good. You're pretty articulate. You're better looking, you know. You better sounding. You need to give it a shot. And I said, if you really believe that, babe, she said. And I still didn't just go pursue it because she said that. It was just so happened that I got on the mic, I was doing the bullshit, and Greg was like, you sound all right, man. And I guess Greg stuck in his head, if the day ever get really tough, But ironically, this is another thing, ironically, if EJ had, I'm going to show you how timing works. If EJ was not locked up at the time, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. Because what would have happened, Greg would call on his residential MC. Okay, no Tango, no Cash, no Booby Smooth. EJ, take it over. But there was no EJ. EJ was locked up. So they said, you got to put somebody. Who you got? Like, his hands was tied. He's like, get this guy a shot, yo. And he did.
So what does this day mean to you before we get out of here?
Oh, wow.
And let's talk about, our guy, Richie Adams.
Yes. Oh, man. Richie was somebody that I heard my uncle and my father them talk about him. Like, oh, they could do this, they could do that. But the animal, this, and the animal, that's all I'm hearing. The animal. Who the hell is this animal? You don't know who Richie Adams is? Because I already knew who Artie Green was, because, Artie Green name rang bell. He said, man, Richie Adams is a monster, man. You know why they call him the animal? Or you ain't seen him yet? And I seen Richie for the first time. I was like, grabbing everything. He wasn't blocking shots. He grabbing them out the air, like his whole arm. Like, Richie had everybody scared to come down the lane. You know what I mean? Dito. And they feared coming down the lane when Richie was there, bro. and his personality. Richie was quite compelling individual, man, and I met him really got really close with him. And there's another side of Rich I'm sure the people who know don't really know. But as a man and knowing him as a man, I won't disclose that side. I mean, I'll just say, you know, life has its ways of doing things.
Life be life, and
that's what life be life. The best way to put it, man. But he was an astounding. He was an astounding ball player, man, and gave it astounding effort. You know, wow, which was something. He had an incredible, compelling personality, man. And I could talk to him about anything and trust. And you know, there's not too many people that I can speak from my heart to. You know what I mean? Like really, and not worried about how they looking at me with the things I'm saying to them. You know, and even some of my not so great moments, not my gracious moments. A lot of times, some of them quite embarrassing. I was able to talk to Rich and be really here.
Right.
What's up, nephew? What's up, families? Good to see you, boy. You know that. Good to see you. You too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's up, man? Well, listen, Hannibal, man, I appreciate you spending some time with me, man.
Basketball heads, I appreciate y'all, man. Come on, baby. I know we this a long time in the making. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man.
I appreciate you, man.
And hopefully we get some more of these great stories out of you, man. So
yes, yes, you will. Take my math. I got a lot more stories I want to tell you, especially a lot of things I've experienced. I want to tell y'all about them and share them with the world, man.
No doubt.
Basketball heads, I'm with y'all, baby. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hannibal, the most electrifying one, boy.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of